Hello everyone, welcome back to the Resident Evil comparison of Original v Remake. We're doing the first 30 minutes of RE3, and of course it's 2020 Remake. Hopefully, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to check out Resident Evil 1 and 2, where we do the same thing. And Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Not a Resident Evil I can remember loads and loads about, but I remember relatively enjoying it. I remember finding it really hard. But I do remember thinking, out of the three, it is probably for me anyway, I find it the weakest, which isn't that popular opinion. For some people, this is their favourite, so fair play. We're going to do a new game. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go easy mode. When I played it for the first time, when I come to replaying the series, I will be doing hard mode. And that might be why I found the game so difficult. There wasn't really any, choice in the matter. And as someone who's got a bit of pride in my gaming, I went for hard mode because I was like, I'm having the challenge. I don't want easy mode, but we'll do easy mode because I can show more of accuracy and more of the game, and you'll see why. But yeah, quite a lot of differences between this one and the remake. It's not even remotely similar, so you'll see that here.
An ordinary day in Raccoon City, a city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
What are they?
So as you can see, compared to that first game, the action is we've ramped it up a lot. It does always make me laugh when people used to slag off just purely the fact that RE like 6 and stuff was action. When look how this game starts with Jill. In a moment, there you go. I must admit that's probably one of my lesser enjoyable parts. But here we are. Jill Valentine is back, and yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to do the game on this is because we have the assault rifle, and you've got loads of health. Jesus. So we have something called the dodge. I don't need to read these. We have the quick turn. Yeah, you can press yeah, push them away, blah blah blah. And we have dodging, which is also in the remake, which is pretty cool. Live selection, there's a lot of stuff here that is handy. We have 10 inventory slots now, as I say. We're a long way away from the mansion and sneaking around, which is fair enough. This is all about the gunpowder, but you actually need a reloading tool to do it in this. And there's a few more options. But yeah, you're not going to see much similarity with the remake to this. They really did change it a bit. But yeah, we get the assault rifle. As I say, I didn't play the game with this when I played it. Oh, that is not what I want. It is circled 96%, so we've still got plenty of ammo. But yeah, this game wastes no time starting. It is very much like balls to wall action, but I do love how you do feel the chaos of Raccoon City getting infected. I think a lot more than you do in RE2 original, for what it's worth. Sorry, I'm meaning to compare it to the remake. In the remake, it kind of feels like Jill's chilling in her apartment, and then all of a sudden,
The monsters have overtaken the city.
infections everywhere, and it's like she didn't notice sitting in her apartment. It's kind of weird, really.
I'm still alive.
I'll try not to turn this too much into a bashing of the RE3 remake, but yeah, the original is far superior.
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there. How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters. Now leave me alone!
So yeah, we have. I mean, that gets recreated in the remake for what it's worth, but that's kind of about it, really. The rest of the game is pretty different. But they cut so much out in that remake, didn't they? You know, the clock tower, which obviously we're not going to show off here, but it really is criminal. Wound a lot of people up, and I think you can tell how much Capcom regrets it because of we've got quite a change, you know, with it's how much you see it going for like discount and price. You know, you get it for like £5 sometimes, and even less, I think. And RE9 Requiem let you explore a hell of a lot of Raccoon City, which really makes you feel that's what they wanted. They kind of wish they could have done. It does have an amazing theme song music though. This Free From Fear, I think it's called, that they kept for the remake. Thank God, is really cool. With our first room, we've got the typewriter. Of course, we know how this all works at this point. We're familiar with how Resident Evil works. Do I not have... Is there not any ink ribbon there? There looks... No, there's no ink ribbon. That's weird. I'm sure there's one. Is there not one here? You do have the quick turn. Very handy. I used that a bit in the RE2 remake. Gunpowder A. So, because you see, if you play on hard difficulty, you only have a handgun here, so... It's very much worth getting. Oh, there are... Oh, you have infinite ink ribbon? Really? And a magnum? Wow, easy mode is a piss take. What? What's with all this? Oh, wow, this game's a total... What the hell? Yeah, don't play this game on easy mode, guys. You're better than that. Seriously. What the... Well, let's get all the guns in. Let's enjoy ourselves a bit, because I haven't really been able to do that. In terms of, like, mow everything down. Wow, what a totally different game experience you get on easy. I didn't realize... I knew you got an assault rifle, but not all that. Infinite ink ribbons? Really? To be fair, if you want to check this game out and you're a bit, like, you're not really comfortable with all the controls, then I suppose easy mode will do it and you can still experience this great game. I mean, I can't believe they got... This game has moments where you can make choices. You have to make them pretty quick. They're like QTEs, and you can get quite a different game because of it. There is only one campaign with Jill, but... It's, you know, there's a lot to enjoy here. Now, this is where the game's structure is very different to RE1 and 2. There's no East Wing and West Wing until we go to the Raccoon Police Department, where, of course, it's the same area we know and love. But this is a much more open-ended area, and it does give you a lot more option to play around. It does mean the game is, it can be a bit confusing at times to navigate. Man, I do love having this gun, though. But yeah, Raccoon City just feels like a complete, you know, it's all gone to hell. In the best possible way. I do love that opening, you know, cutscene they have at the start of the game, but Yeah, knowing which way to go can be quite quite intimidating. Very open-ended area. Whereas the remake, when we get to it, hell of a lot more linear. I want to see if we can at least get to Nemesis. I'm sure that I can work out that puzzle in the time we have, surely. Some healing items. I really don't need. Oh shit! Oh, that's Brad. Let's run after him. That's the chopper pilot from the first game. I say, if I can't show him off a Nemesis, then I feel like I would have failed. I've still got 20 minutes to do that. But yeah, somebody was... It's funny, because Resident Evil Requiem, I feel they wanted to try and unite the fan base, but I think all they've done is really split in half. You've got a lot of people now who really aren't happy with how the series is, you know, how it's been torn in two. And because you have got so many fans who... Listen, they don't want to play the remake. That's the originals. That's fine. You know, these are old games. Not everyone's into that. But we've got now a real split of people who just flat out refuse to even touch the originals or hate them and pretend that they don't exist. And I think it's pissing a lot of people off. And yeah, you're getting this whole, you know, what people they're calling tourists, aren't they? You know, we've got tourists in the franchise, and they're not interested. And it is a real. So yeah, we need to get to the bar. So we need to find another way in, which looks pretty easy, actually, doesn't it? Got some herbs there. We really don't need the herbs. Did I say herbs? What am I turning into? And the fact that the Capcom don't care about the originals either is also very disappointing, because that's causing that that's not helping the split at all in the fan base. But yeah, we've got to show off the big guy, so hopefully we can do that here. Because we're going to see him quickly in that remake. So if we quit the map, we want to get into the bar, don't we? So yeah, I think you find yourself using the map a lot more. Oh, that's Brad. Let's run past some zombies. We don't need to shoot everything. Yeah, Brad was the cowardly helicopter pilot, and he's not much more beefy in this one either.
Get away!
Should mow this zombie down. Oh, he's not. Takes a bit to kill, doesn't he? Serves him right for leaving us in the forest.
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
So yeah, you get quite an ominous hint at what's going on. You know, somebody's hunting STAR members. They build, yeah, Nemesis. I'll probably talk more about it in the remake, but they utterly killed the guy, and it's absolutely gutting, because he's just one of the best out. The fucking hell, this game's named after him. It's Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. You know, so I'm actually not going to take the handgun bullets, because there's no point. But yeah, I mean, the fact, right, I mean, not to give anything away, but he doesn't even kill anybody from STARS in the original. Like, so what's that about for a start? You know, that was they made some odd decisions with that remake. It was clearly rushed because of the hype of RE2 remake. Sales office. So they're actually giving me some instructions on where to go a bit, really. Because, yeah, to say, the layouts can get a bit confusing in your head to map out. You will find yourself consulting the map quite a bit. But yeah, Raccoon City feels right. It's really fun to go around, even on the PS1 back in this day and age. But the reason I was talking about the split in the fandom is because, you know, you're getting a lot now of, say, people that are like... I seem to be heading the wrong way. I don't think I want to go. I'm going to go to the sales office or whatever. You see it a lot on Twitter. It's actually quite vicious. I've never quite known a fan base like be tearing itself apart as much as it is doing. That's the save room. If that's the save room, yeah, I was right. Or am I going wrong? My brain's not braining. Yeah, that's right. Nope. Right, done the spit attack. We're not too bothered about that. Nope. Can we go that way now? Oh. That's just the way he came, didn't he? Whoa. Mow him down. And a shotgun, very nice. The lighter oil, nice. We might not get to Nemesis, but... hopefully I can, that'd be good if I could. Shotgun? We'll have it. I mean, I've already got it, you know, in like the item box, but yeah. So we could head left. Oh, we could head... we'll head right, I guess. We're about to get eaten, like. Yep. But yeah, the split is because I saw somebody slagging off the doors, you know, them loading screens, and like, man, I wish you could turn these off. And everyone's like, it's a vital part of the game. And well, they're right. They're just glorified loading screens. They do add so much to the series, and the idea of getting rid of them is the idea that somebody would want to do that is, I think it's really hard for a lot of people to like accept. Like, you know, it's just the blatant like hatred of what this series is. I think it has led to upsetting a lot of people. Yes, we don't really want to go this way, do we? This would be a waste of time. Yeah, it's much harder, it has to be said, it is much harder to map out, you know, a city in your head compared to, fuck's sake. Then, you know, the police station with its different wings. In terms of playing this game, I remember struggling on quite a few of the Nemesis boss fights. And I think that Gravedigger, that was hell. But most of the game I really enjoyed. It was all good stuff. Blow his head off, go on. Feels very cathartic, actually. It's kind of like doing a new game plus on one of the new ones. But yeah, for however actiony this game starts, it does obviously tone. We have toned it down a bit. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go up that way, I guess. We don't want to go in. Can we go in the bar to, like, skip some of it? I don't know if I can actually go up that way. I may have got myself lost already. Yes, I know, game. I'm not trying to go through, don't worry. Blow his head off. There will be another one here, won't there? We can't really go that way, and that's the bar. Right, okay. Figuring out what we sort of can and can't go in, which is fucking most of the map at the minute, really. Let's see if there's anything up here we need. But yeah, you can already see I'm not not great at my Resident Evil navigation by any stretch. Nothing here of note. Let's get the guide out already. But yeah, it's all a good bit of fun. I'm not getting too worried. That's flashing red. Does that mean I can't? Yeah, can't go in. Apparently I can go up there. So let's do that, right? So this will take us into the bar, which we've been in. As I haven't played this game since like 2017 at all, whereas RE2 I have a little bit. Blow his head off. Yeah, let's go up this way. We didn't go this way last time, right? Yeah, you get a lot of fixed cameras like that, and you are a bit like, whoa, like which way do I really want to be going? I'm going to try this way. But yeah, it's a game... when you do it on hard mode, you've only got that pistol. Yeah, you get a little bit you know, you can get quite a bit worried. A lot of zombies. That's quite a lot of zombies to deal with, but this game has a really cool mechanic. If you use R2 and aim, then Jill will automatically aim for the barrel. Makes life that a little bit easier. We just wait for him to get a little closer. Hold your fire. Now we'll do it. Very awesome stuff. Nice little... That's where the game's basically saying that's how that works. So we can't go that way. Red herbs. The game is being so generous. Yeah, so oil. I take it we can burn it now with a lighter, right? I think the game is a lot more linear than it seems. It's just very well hidden. Like, you get the lighter, you go back for the fuel. You can't really miss a lot of the stuff you are looking for. Let's see here, which way are we going? I'm going to try... I don't know where the RPD is. If I knew where the RPD is... Whoa, dogs. We need to be careful. Health's running low, isn't it? So this is just a good old-fashioned save room. I think I actually remember this one. I think I remember Nemesis chasing me and just like mashing X to get in there once. Just the kind of stuff that does really stay with you. Yeah, I do wish that, you know, I'd say I could remember a lot more. I think this is it. I think this is is this the RPD over here? Yeah, it is. Good, I wanted to show this off at the very least. Yeah, Jill doesn't even come here in the remake. How criminal, by the way. Definitely one of the worst aspects of the remake, that.
Jill! We've gotta...
Here he is. He's so much cooler in this. What a brutal death. And here you get the choice. Now, if I'm doing this on hard mode, I've got nothing to fight him with other than a pistol, so I'm going to choose to fight the guy. He's a pretty beastly dude to fight. And that's the dodge. The dodge is pretty dodgy and pretty hard to, like, get your head round. But yeah, I can't just, like... The timing's got to be pretty precise. But he's kind of like the Terminator. He likes to just throw you around, really. He doesn't... Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, gaming come obviously a long way. Let's Magnum the guy, I guess. I might as well go all out because I'm... Yeah, game, I know. Press the wrong button. Combine. And try and take him down. Because if you can take him down, you get some pretty cool optional stuff. There we go. Oh, he's not down. He's just hurt. But that's what makes him good, is the fact that, you know, you can actually get, you know, it is worth your time to try and... Oh my god, it is worth your time, because you will get something for it. Although you might not in this difficulty. But yeah, you can get all sorts. You can get, like, the Desert Eagle if you can take him down. But I don't think you're going to try and take him down on a hard mode. You're going to struggle. But here is the RPD with the same music. It wasn't a bad way of, you know, reusing assets, really. And you're in it pretty quickly. You don't come into the RPD till quite later on in the game when you're playing as Carlos. But yeah, I can't believe that this wasn't in the remake. It's criminal, man. But yeah, you can choose to just ignore Nemesis and come straight in, which, you know, you're probably doing. Stars card. Oh, I think Brad has the Stars card, doesn't he? Yeah, because that's why it's worth fighting him sometimes, because you can get it. I probably cocked up. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I'm trying to use my... trying to go off what I remember. Yeah, he's actually gone as an nemesis. But yeah, Brad does have the card, so if you can... if you're willing to, like, do the fight, you can at least get this. So that's what I mean, there's choices in here, and that... Stars card, there we go. You know, and if you don't have the Stars card, you've got to do a bit of busy work in the police station. So they're making you, incentivizing you to make those decisions. Is it worth fighting Nemesis? Is it worth trying to get the card and allow you to progress through the game a bit quicker? Or do you want to not do that and take the easier option? Which will actually be harder because now you've got to do more work in the police station. Yeah, so you need the key. Oh. But yeah, there's the pass. Like I say, you get earlier grab at stuff. It's a well done system. We'll move through a few more rooms and then we can move on to the remake. And we should find Welcome Leon in here. We can actually show this room off, which we couldn't when I first did it. Ooh. Yeah, welcome Leon. Some welcome, huh? So this is flipped around a bit from obviously the... Was it 4312? I'm trying to remember actually. I might be wrong. Ah, yeah, there you go. And you get a key. So, like you say, there's a lot going on here, a lot of decision making, stuff that's all just not present in the remake, sadly. But anyway, I think I've shown off enough of this game now. Probably worth my time moving on to the remake. So yeah, actually we'll go into that save room, because I know there's a save room right there. So Jill gets a bite for her troubles. And we'll end in the same place that we did RE2 original. But with a slightly different theme music. But yeah, thank you for watching this first half, guys, and I'll click my fingers as last time, and we'll be, once again, 21 years into the future, 2020. And here we are, guys, 21 years into the future. There's old Nemesis with a redesign that I really don't care for, covered in bin bags and a busted nose. First thing we'll do, we will lower some of the audio in here. We'll go down there. I think that worked for the second one, didn't it? So, yeah. But yeah, I remember this game obviously coming out. It came out in the height of like the COVID pandemic, you see. I think it was like April 2nd or something. So for me in the UK, that was like pretty much when it just happened. Let's just check costumes. Jill's, yeah, we want default. The stars gear look pretty cool, to be fair. And you do have the original one, if you're interested. But yeah, they've still got the blue, white, and black motif, but obviously she's not quite as underdressed as she was in the original. But anyway, new game. We'll go with standard. And let's start the remake that pissed everyone off. And it's been an interesting journey, because we've gone from RE1, where everyone agrees the remake's better, RE2, where there's debate on the matter, and then this one, where everyone knows that the original is far superior. But yeah, let's go. No time like the present. But yeah, I think I finished this game in like 2 days, because one, it's very short, criminally short, and it was during COVID, so I did put quite a bit of time into this one, learning a lot. But you can see how different things are. No cool opening FMV, unfortunately. Just real news clippings about infection and virus, which felt very real. Yeah, the pandemic, yeah.
Angry mobs roam the city. Authorities are bracing for more rioting tonight.
Also, Black Lives Matter rioting and looting, so it was all a bit like, oh, hitting a bit close to home.
The CDC has quarantined the lower Midwestern region of the U.S.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella. It's this foundation that will continue to build a brighter future for all of us.
Resident Evil 3. I mean, I don't mind this of like showing Nemesis getting put together, sort of thing, and ready. Of course, the plot behind Nemesis is that he's Umbrella's like last ditch chance to silence the stars. That's why he's hunting all the stars. But in this game, he doesn't even kill a single stars member. At least he kills Brad in the original. But here we are, Jill Valentine. I was so happy about seeing her back, and then her character is quite done differently, sadly. I would very much like to see Jill return. For me, Resident Evil 10 should be about Jill, because she's one of the most important characters in the franchise, and I hate seeing how little she's getting used. I know a lot of people want Claire, but we've had Code Veronica, you know, and we're going to get a Code Veronica remake. That's like all but confirmed, and that's probably the one chance Capcom's got to do a much better version. I'm sorry, I don't ride Code Veronica so much. It's cool, but there's a lot I don't like. And I remember when they had us doing this, and I was like, whoa, like, I am not playing Resident Evil 7 or 8 here. Why am I in first person? But, yeah, we don't start with a big explosion, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I did like this. You kind of got to see how warped her mind is after the Spencer Mansion, you know, incident. Like, she is kind of losing it here. She's obsessed. She's looking into the truth, trying to figure out what's going on. And it all feels appropriate. And there's Jill. And the whole idea of having nightmares and stuff is a really cool take, but they don't really do too much with it, sadly. But yeah, one thing I don't really get with this remake is Jill's just like chilling in her apartment here, but then you know, when she goes outside, the whole city's in hell, and it's like, what, she was able to sort of sleep through all this madness? Like, surely it should be a lot worse. Like, everything should go into hell soon. But we get all this cool stuff about, you know. I like seeing all this, seeing her apartment was kind of cool. And you can, I think, yeah, you could see like a fridge and all that cool stuff. But then the game starts, and I was loving the game to begin with, and then as it went on and on, you know, more and more, I was like, oh man, they're really cocking up here. And now this game gets treated like Resident Evil 6, you know, in a lot of ways. And I don't think it... Well, maybe it does deserve... No, it's a way better game to play than 6. I played 6 not long ago to prepare for Requiem, and it was pretty poor and boring. This game's at least enjoyable in the moment-to-moment gameplay. And Jill looks very beautiful, which is always a plus. Fight me. But yeah, just before things all get going, I'll just say on RE Requiem... I spoke about Alien Isolation and how could you do a sequel to that game? And I think this game's the answer, you know. I think Brad Vickers, Alpha Team now and forever. Yeah, not when he flew off though. But as I say,
Alright, I'm coming.
How to do an Alien Isolation sequel? RE Requiem is the answer. You have one half scared and then another half is Colonial Marines. Switching between the two. I think it could work. Possibly, and better than RE9 did it as well.
Alright, let me grab my...
But yeah, Nemesis is here a lot quicker. He's here now. Stars and all that jazz. Which isn't necessarily a bad choice, but I don't like how Nemesis is kind of weak in this game. Like, he has so many chances to kill Jill here, which he doesn't in the original. And I know we have plot armor and things have to make sense, but like, it pushes it a bit too far with this game, I must admit. And I think everyone was so hyped because Mr. X was so good in RE2 Remake, and they just totally dropped the ball with Nemesis. It is such a shame, and people are still clamouring for RE3 Remake Director's Cut, and I wouldn't be against it. It'd be cool if RE9's story DLC was Jill. A lot cooler than if it was Ada. Or hell, have both in. That is always an option, Capcom. I won't get into Ada's voice actor because there's, you know, that conversation. I think enough's been said on that one. But yeah, the city's gone to hell. But why Jill wasn't aware of this before, I don't know. And this is all just a bit too on rails, really. This is very RE6. I say there's no interactivity here, it's just, you know, I mean, the camera's right in her bottom there. No complaints on that department. I mean, Jill takes quite a beating, but because she takes quite a beating, it takes a lot of the sting out of it because she's just surviving stuff that she shouldn't all the time. And like I say, I know it's Resident Evil and there's quite a bit of immersion breaking, but yeah, she's a bit too much of a beast, you know. But I mean, it's one way to start a video game, isn't it? And they're doing everything to make Nemesis seem this unstoppable threat, but then when you actually get to the gameplay and boss fights, he's just not. Because I feel like they're trying to expand on whole RE3 original, how it starts with Jill just getting blown out of a window. And that's all cool, but it wasn't Nemesis doing all that. They could have done all that with just zombies and taught you the basics of, you know, like, infestation. You could still have Brad here being like, Jill, you need to get out, I've seen something. But...
You okay?
What was that thing?
Damned if I know.
But yeah, they should have just had zombies rush the apartment or something.
Stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
I mean, Brad's done a lot more justice here, it must be said. And I do love these movie trailers, because you've got like an alien thing here. And Top Gun. Very cool. But yeah, RE Code Veronica Remake, they could do a really good job with that. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Claire again. I mean, apparently they want to add some Nazi connections in. I mean, they could do. I mean, I'm not sure about all the but I don't think they're going to have Claire calling Alfred a cross-dressing freak. They're not going to have that line in its entirety. Not how society is, you know, 25 years later. Just not going to happen, is it? So we get the dodge. We've got to move quicker. Actually, we don't have the dodge yet. But as you can see, we're already at the barn. All that interactivity is already taken, and I can't say I'm a massive fan of that. As cool as this all is. And Brad's death has changed not to Nemesis, but an heroic action to save Jill.
We're gonna make a run for it!
Come on, Jill. We know how this ends.
No, I don't.
Are we still a team?
Always.
Then do me a favor. Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
I mean, it's kind of a nice redemption for Brad, because Brad was this character who just sort of left Alpha Team to die in those forests. But he redeemed himself in the game anyway by coming back with the rocket launcher at the end, so that whole thing isn't necessarily needed. Now, I'm going to ignore this zombie because I don't need to deal with it, do I? No. We do have dodging, but it's more like a quick step and stuff like you can do like this, which is pretty cool. It's definitely probably better than the original. Let's keep going. But we're still not really fully in control, and Raccoon City isn't very interactable. We'll recognise this moment here. There's nothing about his daughter, I don't think.
Stay back! Don't come any closer!
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not going out there!
The parking garage isn't far. I can
The
take
only safe place is in here!
It does make me laugh. But yeah, there's nothing about like his daughter just dying, which so loses a bit of his impact. Now, I believe that I said this game was rushed, and it was made by a different team that did the RE2 remake, and it unfortunately does show a bit, doesn't it? Because even when you shoot zombies when we get there, they're not going to react in the same way as they do in RE2. There's a lot less gore going on. It was certainly a bit of a rush job, and I think it showed. I don't know if that's because RE Village would have probably like had, you know, a bit of an impact. Maybe they wanted to keep it separate. I mean, we went through a phase of Resident Evil becoming an annual franchise around now, because Village came out a year after this, and I remember very much being one of them people. I was like, I didn't want this to be an annual franchise. You know, I don't want this to be Call of Duty. We can wait a few years between Resident Evils. I think the series is much better off for that. But yeah, there's none of this, obviously, in the original. I mean, I always wonder if that scene is paying homage to the opening cutscene you saw in RE3 original, where the umbrella comes down and then... No, the lift comes down and zombies come out and they're shocked. I wonder if it's a reference to that. But Jill's going to get out in under 15 minutes. How convenient. But we still haven't had much gameplay yet. I mean, it's not RE7, which takes ages to get to the damn game. But there he is, Nemesis.
Sorry.
But all this feels very Resident Evil 6. Like, just watch some gameplay of Resident Evil 6 and it is just like this. And I kind of wonder why they went with this decision, really.
It's my turn, bitch.
But yeah, it just... I don't know, because they play their hand so early with Nemesis, it does make him seem a lot less of a threat. Because the game's almost screaming, oh, Nemesis is cool, he's a threat, but... You know, I felt so much more intimidated in RE3, because he wasn't... We get a lot more time to think about Nemesis, or this idea that somebody's after us, because we keep seeing Brad run like hell. And when we see him, he's wounded and beaten up, and then all of a sudden he's killed right in front of us, and it's like, damn, this guy is a threat. Because then we try and make the foolish decision to fight him, and he does not go down easy. I mean, why they didn't just do the exact same design as the original, I don't know. But here's Carlos. I mean, I really don't know why Carlos... why the Nemesis didn't just throw the rocket back at Carlos. But he's in this game a lot earlier.
What are you doing?
Carlos, and I'm saving.
Carlos is here a lot earlier than what we're used to. We didn't even see him in the original. when. But yeah, we're going to get to the point where we're not going to see much of the regular gameplay in this video, with me only doing the first 30 minutes.
I think we're in the clear.
That's just a comment on how things are, you know, not trying to
We've been bringing survivors here.
make a point as such with that.
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it. Let's go. Oh, come on.
But yeah, I mean, you very much get the rail car, don't you, in the original? But that's way later into the game, and the game becomes a fetch quest of like trying to get that thing running. And it's the same here, but they're a lot quicker getting to that point.
I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands.
I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasures Service. UBCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? But you don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming? Come on, it's this way.
But yeah, they've definitely tried to expand the plots a bit with these remakes, which I appreciate. But like I say, I didn't like the retconning that RE9's very much done, especially with 2. But yeah, I do think RE9's DLC will be, oh, there's Terminator as well, will be Jill. Because I think they very much want to do something with Jill again. And in Raccoon City, it makes sense. Because they dropped the ball, but...
This fine young lady could use our help.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name? She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's Jill.
Nice to meet you, Jill. I am UBCS Platoon Leader Mikhail Victor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
The city is completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind up dead. Correction, undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
Yes. Well, we are doing all we can. If we can get this subway train moving, we can evacuate some survivors. But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
All right. I'm in. But I am on their side, not yours.
Oh, hey. It's cool. We all want the same thing.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, Super Cop. Here you go. We can use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
Okay, first things first. We need to get you geared up.
But yeah, we're finally actually into the game. We've got the crafting. But I think people have started now modding in and like making their own versions of Resident Evil 3 where, yeah, you can explore Raccoon City a lot more. And it just shows you Capcom, it's there for you. Just, it would be worth just, you know, you don't need all your main people doing it, but you can get some of your team doing an RE3 Director's Cut. Because people want it, and people will buy it. And,
working on it. So what's the
you know, your rest of your team can focus on our Resident Evil 10. You know, or Revelations 3, whatever the hell you want to do.
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
But yeah, let's get some gunpowder. I kind of just want to show as much of the game as I can in the limited time I've got now. Yeah, let's combine that and get some pistol ammo, lovely. But yeah, I kind of want to obviously show the game. Why can't I use... Oh, there we go. Red herb, nice. So we've got some good healing options at least already. But yeah, a lot of people were spending a lot of time on this game, and understandably, and they were, you know, people were blitz. Can see some great speedruns on this, but from what I understand, Inferno difficulties and all that are really like somewhat tricky. Right, let's get into the city and do some actual standard Resident Evil zombie stuff. But yeah, Capcom, just try and, you know, just rectify that mistake.
Gotta get that train moving.
So, quick step is a good way to avoid zombies. If you time it right, I mean, I just can't, so I'm not even going to try. You can get some pretty cool, you get like a perfect dodge, and then you can shoot the zombie in slow motion. More like something out of Devil May Cry than Resident Evil. But yeah, we have the city, as you can see, as you sort of know it. But it is such a simple area to explore. There's really not a right lot going on with it, and it's, like I say, Capcom, there's dropping the ball. Whoa, Jesus. I was hoping it just run past, that serves me right. Oh wow, yeah. Not a good start from me. She's a bit hurt from that, understandably. We'll keep going. I mean, a lot of these locations are the same from the original, but this is the most open the game ever gets, and it's not very open, to say the damn least. And you have an awful section with the power station coming up.
Carlos, I've reached the main avenue.
But I'd say, in context when the game come out, right at the start of COVID, I was doing some
You mean the alley that's on fire?
some part-time work as well when it just happened as well. So, you know, I put a lot of time into this game, and so I have got a small little bit of time for it, a little bit more than probably some people do. Purely because of when it came out, and I wonder if anybody else feels the same way purely because of when it came out. You know, it can have that impact sometimes, can't we, with games? Just when we play them as of when they came out. But all of it just makes me wish this game was so much better because it'd been perfect in the horrible times of lockdown. I should really use that time to hone my Resident Evil skills. I did play for Resident Evil 1 in October 2021, but that's a bit later. I do appreciate them getting the like red barrels and explosives all down like in the original. But as you can see, guys, Nemesis is like nowhere to be seen. I mean, he will show up later, and that's like the most Nemesis kind of encounters you're ever going to get. But yeah, I can sit down and enjoy this game a lot. There's a lot to still enjoy here. It's just a little weak in terms of what we had got from Resident Evil's not that long ago, and that's like the biggest sort of travesty of it all. Gunpowder? No, I want the gunpowder. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, there we go. That's where quick steps not too bad. But yeah, we are slowly, sadly, coming to the end here of this video. But I've really enjoyed doing these 30-minute segments. I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little tired now and ready very much to finish. But I've been enjoying my rum and coke the whole time as well. I've kept it together a bit more than I thought. But yeah, Resident Evil. I'm just glad it's in a good place right now, because it wasn't when I first got into the franchise. The franchise was actually kind of really struggling, so it's good that this is now a series that's quite highly respected again. Because it very much wasn't at one point, which was really sad, because you don't want gaming's great franchises to go away. I'm hoping Capcom just does no more retconning now. I don't need a Resident Evil 5 remake, but I appreciate they're going to end up doing one. Oh, man. That's just the way things are. It's, you know, they are going to do one. I would like them to try and change things a bit, but not retcon. They don't have to retcon it. Like, keep Sheva in it, but Sheva can be, like, just somebody who supports you now and then. I'd love to see, like, the game as, like, a solo adventure of just Chris Redfield going into the heart of Africa to stop Wesker. One-man mission to end the great rivalry in the series that existed. But yeah, you can see if I shoot the zombies' legs, you don't have the same, like, gore stuff that you had in that second one. The legs do come apart still, but the leg isn't, like, hanging about. It's just all those little changes they made, which unfortunately made the game just that little bit weaker. Let's see if we can... Nice little reaction from the zombie. I find shooting the heads a lot more viable in this one than I did in 2. And this music in here is from Resident Evil 6, which, now I think about it, is quite appropriate, given what everyone says about this damn game. But here's a save room. I'll open the fancy box. We'll end it in here. I think it's always good to try and end it in a save room if I can. A red jewel. You can't go wrong with a red jewel. A very standard Resident Evil item. But yeah. I won't save over any of my stuff here already. But what I will do, guys, I am going to leave it there. How long have I been recording? Yeah, just under 30 minutes. But yeah. I've enjoyed playing through these games. I like Resident Evil. My favourite one's 4, for what it's worth, original. Remake's not so bad. but I do prefer the original by some stretch. RE2, and after that, I find it a bit difficult to go through them. That's why I'm going to play for the whole series, Gun Survivor 1 and 2, and Dead Aim included. And then I can finally really decide which ones I love more than anything. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed all three of these videos today. And as always, you take care. Till next time. Recall Gaming's not coming back, unfortunately, but I've enjoyed getting on the hype train of Resident Evil. So I'll see you guys whenever the next time may or may not be. You take care now.